Welcome back to The Open Book. Today, we're going to be chatting with two of our beautiful Beehive members. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for being here today. We're going to just jump right in. Mary, can you tell me a little bit about yourself for our viewers?
Sure. Well, I'm Mary.
Tell me something about you.
Something about me. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool. I'm 34. I have Layla, who's 9 years old, and Hannah, who's 8. And I'm married to my husband, Matthew. We've been married since 2008. And I just love serving with y'all. Pretty much.
That's you? That's Mary.
Me. That's
and
Mary.
You're hilarious.
Very funny.
I'm glad you think so.
She's a comedian.
Yes, at heart.
Yes. Where were you born?
I was born in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we moved here from there in 1991.
Okay. And who do I have here?
Hi, I'm Conchita. I am 43 years old, but I switched my year, so I'm actually 34 this year. Yeah, I do that. Next year I can't do that. So I'm married. I've been married for 24 years, and I have 2 kids, an 18-year-old. Her name is Ryan. We call her Nonos. And then I have my son, Emiliano, and we call him Little Guy. And I also take care of my godson, Julian. And so I'm raising them 3, and also his mother, Julian's mother. I love being a stay-home mom. I'm not a type to go to a 9-to-5 job. I love to take care of my family. I love to do home-cooked meals. I love to be with them, especially after school. Especially with my daughter, she needed me the most, like during high school years. Like if she ditched and I had to go and get her. There's just, or like she's hanging around with the wrong crowd. I'm right there, to go get her. But she's over that stage now. She's good. And
where were you born?
Oh, I was born in Mexico. I got imported when I was 2.5 years old. And we went to California. Then my husband's retired military. I've been with him all his career.
So you moved around a lot?
Well, just Hawaii, California, and Texas. And we retired out of Texas.
Okay.
So,
and I met Mary about 10 years ago. 8 years ago?
About that, yeah.
I was her daughter's teacher, both of her daughters' teachers, and I became good friends with Mary. There was a connection right away with her. I even asked her if she could be our classroom mom, and they were like, Bridget, there's no such thing in the office. I was like, can I make a position? So I asked her that, and she just helped me with stuff. So we just connected immediately, and we've been friends all this time. And when this organization took off, she was on my mind, and I knew that she had what it took to be in this organization. We'll go more into that. And with Conchita, I've known her since she was 18 years old, actually. We met in Hawaii. Yeah. We met years ago, and then we lost touch and we reconnected here in Las Vegas, so it was meant to be. And she actually was with me when we used to start feeding Nevada Partnership Homeless Youth. She was the first one to actually help me with that, and we took the class together. She was late, remember that?
Yes.
She was late. But it was funny because everybody was laughing at her when she came in. So she, when the organization took place, she was first on the list, one of the first ones on the list, and she's been there as a writer all this time. So I wanted to talk about the organization and actually tell more women what we do. A lot of people ask, what do we do? What is the Beehive? And we get that question asked all the time, random places, our friends, our family members at different events. So in your words, what is the Beehive?
In my words, what is the Beehive? So first of all, like from an outsider looking in, because I wasn't there from the very beginning, right? So I'd see you guys just doing things here and then things there. And then I'd see things like, oh, we're collecting for, a back to school event. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what do these ladies do? But you're a service group, but it's so much more than that. You do help the community, yes, but I think the real magic of the Beehive takes place on a one-to-one level. Yes. I don't know where you've met these ladies, Like, you've just curated a group of the most loving, sweet, compassionate, just genuinely good people.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is something magical. But when we get together and we do a back to school or, you know, a pretty for prom or a shoe drive or even something simple like, you know, the t-shirts for J-Zips, you know, putting that love out there, like people pick up on that and notice that. And I think that's, you know, the service is great, but I think just the people like feeling that they're cared for and loved for is the real magic of it.
Yeah, the inside of our group, nobody knows really what happens in our group, like with us. So what would you say in your own words? Any words?
So when you first came to me about it, I was like really like, I felt like honored because like, I don't know, I've never been part of a women's group.
Okay.
And I've only been a bridesmaid one time, so that goes to show.
You wouldn't want to be a bridesmaid. That was a
It's not fun.
But you know what I mean? Like, I felt like nobody picks me for anything, you know? Like, but they want me there for the party. But yeah, so like when you asked me, we were having like cocktails and stuff, and it was so funny because I had came with a little duffel bag full
with
of
tacos,
with
burritos,
like 20 burritos
at a bar. We were at a bar.
And she's like, "Why do you have 20 burritos?"
Why not?
No, I was like, "Well, after we're like done, we're gonna go and hand them out to the homeless, you know, whatever." And it was so crazy is that, you know, I love to do things like that, and I didn't know that you knew as many women that actually like to do what we
do.
Yeah, what we've been doing. And to be recognized for that, like I felt like a little honored, you know? And then I was like, I wonder, you know, what kind of women are going to be like, are they going to be crazy like me? Are they, you know, are we going to get along, you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy is that we all do.
Yes.
And what I love about it is that we all support each other. You know what I mean? Like when we go to our women's meetings, like we don't throw our opinions on each other. We don't judge. We all say sometimes little secrets and it stays there. You know what I mean? We leave our husbands and children and our problems at home. You know what I mean? And it's just like we like connect on a different level, and we all are from different walks of life. You know what I mean? So
literally, right?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't have known like that I would like love you so much and get along with you so much. Like I love your personality, you know, like, I don't know.
And she says it a lot. She does say it a lot. She says, I love Mary. She's so dope.
She's my homie.
Yeah.
But,
and
you know, and I love all the women in their different ways too. You know what I mean? And I'm probably not everybody's cup of tea, which is fine with me.
You're mine.
But it's all good. We all still respect each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all respect everything that we talk about. We're not there being political or pushy or anything or... Like, number one thing is judgmental, because we get judged all the time by what we do as mothers, you know, wives, anything that we do, you know?
In a work environment.
Yeah,
or
work.
even in a church group.
Church, everything, you know? So,
and that's a good thing, too.
Yeah.
Some of us are not religious, and some of us are, but we don't push that on each other. And when we do say, hey, let's pray for this person, we are all literally praying, and we all are holding hands.
We put our differences aside.
Yes, and that's what's amazing. It's just like, it touches my heart, and I can go on and on about our group. So let's get to the why do you do what you do for the community? Because you've always done stuff for the community, and that's one thing that I have noticed about you, that you've always been the first to say, I'll buy those Girl Scout cookies. I will chip in for this. I will donate that toy. Even before this group, this organization came about, and that's what stuck out to me. I was like, she has what it is. Like, I can see it. So why do you feel that you give back to the community, or what made you start doing that?
It's for me, you know. When I wasn't always a stay-at-home mom. I left a career that was very structured. I was in consumer banking. I was good at it. You know, I had a schedule to follow, and then I get thrown into, you know, where I'm the creator of, you know, the chaos at home. And I was lost for a long time. I was lost and I was lonely. And that resulted in a Google search one day, how to be happier, because I was just so done with how I was feeling.
Really?
I was lost and I was sad. And I came across, a couple of books, and someone somewhere, I couldn't even tell you because, that's just, my brain doesn't hold on to that information. But, to connect spiritually, try giving. Try having a spirit of giving. Because really, like, to be honest with you, buying the cookies was all I had to give to people. I was just emotionally drained,
Okay.
not there, not connected. I couldn't tell you my favorite color. I couldn't tell you anything about me because I just didn't know.
Connected with
but I
yourself
knew
anymore.
I was totally not connected with myself. But I knew that was something that made me happy to do. So I started small. I saw one of my friends somewhere did a distribution with Goody Two Shoes, where they go to underprivileged schools and give kids free shoes. And I did that by myself and froze. Yeah, I just started doing things.
So you started feeling that it was like something like lit in there.
I plugged into a church, and then I started serving in the elementary room. I started helping out at school, like with you. And then when my kids, were in school, I would go to the classroom and things like that. And then it was almost like a part of me came alive.
Wow.
And it's addicting when it gets to be, when you realize that about yourself and you realize, this is something that's, a lot of times free. It doesn't always, cost you anything to help or volunteer some time if you have it.
Because your energy is free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You put it where you want it.
Exactly. And then when it's positive, it makes you like, I have a purpose. Yeah. Okay, I get you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, too, there was a point where I was like, okay, well, I'm doing the thing at church and I'm doing the thing at school, and, a different teacher, with a different grade, and, she doesn't want me in her class.
Yeah. Because then you get that second thoughts, right? That's
And then, I try and connect with people at church, and it's just I'm not connecting, but I connected with you and I connected with what you were doing. And then, this is my testimony too. I'm one of the religious people there, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I prayed about it. And when you invited me in, girl, I was at one of the lowest points.
What?
I was.
Oh, Mary.
I was low because I was just like, I want to do this. But at that point, too, I was being blocked.
Making the right connection, right? It wasn't
I
the right
wasn't making the right connection.
Yeah.
Like I said, the teacher, was hard to get in to help.
Yeah.
And I was more busy with my kids because, they were doing stuff, and I didn't have really the time to go to the, 4-hour-long distributions anymore.
Yes.
And I was
and they don't give you a time, like they tell you have to come on this time.
Yeah, it's
like with
very
us, like,
specific.
if you want to do it, you can, girl, let's go. Like
they give you like a week. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, this is what makes me happy and I can't do it. Why am I under attack like this? Because that's what it felt like. And then I prayed about it, and then you're like, hey, you wanna do this Beehive thing? And it's like I came back alive. It was crazy.
Yeah. Here's your answer.
It was.
In a weird, like, not in a weird way, but like in a way you never thought.
A very direct way.
Yeah.
Because I saw you guys doing it, but then at the same time, I suffer from imposter syndrome. Like, you wouldn't believe. I'm like, well, I'm not a friend in the group. What if those people aren't gonna, I don't know
and we
them,
always let our minds like overtake. You know?
And
then it turns out to be nothing like that.
it 100% held me back.
Until
But
and then
it just takes one person to look at you and say, hey,
Because I love
like you said, nobody ever chose me before either, But when you said, I want you in, and it just totally like.
it makes you feel like
because her heart's so golden.
like somebody thinks of you. You know what I mean? Like
it feels good to be noticed.
And you know what I started noticing too? Like, one thing really stands out with Mary. One day I was like, oh my gosh, I can't pick up Maya, and I can't pick up, I couldn't pick up the kids. And I was like, ugh, and I saw her after school, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm like struggling to find how I'm gonna pick them up. And you're like, I'll get them if you need me to get them. That, I thought about it for 3 days. I was like, who says that to me? Who says I can pick up your girls? Like and I trust you. Like, so it's like, whoa. Wow, like I was like, dang, like it's something about Mary. It's something about Mary.
So funny.
And from then I was like, yeah, she dope. Like she needs to be with us and she needs to shine in this and it's just taken off from there and you're like solid. Like we count on you. We're like, Mary. It's like, let me ask Mary because Mary can do it. And
well, you always come through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's 100%.
You're always there.
Mm-hmm. No matter what, even in a conversation, in a text, one little word that you can tell us, we're like, yes, like and that's what a lot of people don't understand about the organization. So in your, that was beautiful. I love you so much. I love you. Oh my gosh, I love you.
They're my people.
Oh my God. Yes, we're your people. Okay, so for you, what made you decide that you wanted to do stuff in the community? When I called you, it's like, yo, let's go to Nevada Partnership Homeless Youth. They want us to do something, but let's come over there. You want to cook? Yeah, let's cook. But what days are going to be? And the conversation was so crazy. And we popped up. We're like, we're here. This is Conchita and Bridget. They're like,
yeah, it was so much fun.
yeah.
That was the first thing I've ever done.
And we brought the girls. We brought our kids. So what made you, I know that's not your first encounter giving back in the community. So what actually sparked that in you to do that?
Well, to me, I think it was mine. Like in my eyes, I think it was mine.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, I'm always giving to strangers and stuff, but something like that for children and or for teenagers that are, you know, that are homeless and stuff like that. I was just like really...
We were taken back.
Yeah, like I was overwhelmed, but at the same time, I didn't let it show. So I just brought my happiness and my positivity and my joking, you know.
Because we did cry after.
Yeah, it was just like different, you know, like, I don't know. But to me, that was like the first something major to me. And I wanted more of that, you know, and I wanted...
it's like an addiction, right? Like, I want to see more faces happy. Like,
you want to help more. You want to have that feeling of, you know, because we all have our problems, you know, home wise, you know, work wise, you know, life in general, you know, but to put all that aside and just to only concentrate on being positive and showing others love and kindness and all that is just really rewarding. And it's just, I want to feel more of that because that I don't know how, like I just always, my goal every day is to always be happy every day, all day. I know that's impossible, but that's my goal to do like all the time. Like,
do you guys notice that even when we're having like a bad day and we're gonna go to an event, and as soon as we get in the event, it changes.
Yeah, because everything.
Because I've felt that, like,
I've cried to an event, you know, because I'm having a problem with somebody, or I mean, I'm not gonna put my husband on blast, but
let's not do that. This is the wrong podcast for that.
Yeah, you know, that's for the next podcast. Different outfit, of course.
Different lipstick shade.
Yeah, with a glass of wine or something, you know.
But I noticed that about us is that when we're in an event, what you guys don't see is me watching. And I watch the interactions that are happening. And I see Mary taking Conch on the side. Or Conchita and Maricela on the side. Or Alicia saying, oh yeah, I'm going to pray for... Like, something like that is happening in the midst of this big thing that we're doing. Yeah. And then you guys are having your own little session here of just stuff. Like, just stuff where you leave there like, damn. That was amazing because A, we did this mission and we conquered and we came and we helped the community, but B, my friends helped me too.
Yeah, but it also opens my eyes to my problems to me are going to be minute now compared to what we see and who we help and all that stuff, which breaks my heart, you know, sometimes. And I even like cry like in the car leaving because of what I see, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like mixed feelings, but it makes me open my eyes to see that, you know, my problems aren't. I have a good life. You know what I mean? And
because I think which is different about our organization too is that we're not a nonprofit, so everything is a hustle and bustle for us. Like we need to find 80 pies. You know, and that kind of deal. So we're not out here like using the money that we got for the nonprofit or whatever it is.
Which is nothing wrong with that.
Yes,
it's just we're more personal. Our hands are more
are in there.
Our hustle is in there. You know.
And then I think what makes it more personal and what makes it more magical is that when we get in there, we're not dropping off goods. We're not like, okay, here's sayonara, and just
we
bouncing
volunteer our
out.
time
We are in
and-
there with those
Yeah.
kids and seeing, you know, the youth or seeing the elder or conversating, which I find amazing that you guys just pick up these conversations with kids and all these. And it's funny because even the time we went to Nevada Hand and that, and there was one person that told you that she was going to end her life. Yeah. And it sparked off from your tattoo. Mm-hmm. And I was in awe. I was like, she just told you because of your tattoo on your, and that conversation rolled out to she was going to end her life. So it's those little things that's what makes us different.
And then there was another girl that when we had the thrift store pop-up shop,
yes,
whatever,
yeah.
and everything was free. Well, she couldn't find any shoes, and Evelyn ended up
Taking off her
own shoes and giving them to her.
Giving off her shoes.
Made this young girl, like I get
Yes.
goosebumps because I, you know, I mean, there's like
Because she
there's
came to
people
us
that
and
need
she
us.
said that she
you know
was
what I
like,
mean?
we don't have her size shoes. And so we're all scrambling looking for the shoes. And Evelyn said, no, I'm going to take these
Well,
off.
'cause
These
she
are
liked
those
her
size."
shoes.
Yeah, so she went in another classroom, took off her shoes, threw on some ones that we had donated, and she gave it to the girl. And she continued with that family, and she brought them Christmas presents to their house. So that
Yeah.
it's just like,
See, that's what it is.
We all have the same heart, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In this women's group, we all no matter what, our main goal is the same, you know, and that's
It
what I
is.
love. We all have the same giving heart, and that's what that's what I love about all of us, you know, like.
I totally 100% agree. Name one experience that you had with the Beehive that has impacted you tremendously. If you could think of one experience. I know there were many.
That's crazy. I think the one that stands out to me, I know we've talked about the homeless youth.
Yeah.
But that was one of the first ones that I went to. You know, and I was sitting there frosting some cupcakes and having a conversation with one of the girls. And I asked her, I was like, how many, you know, youth do you think you service? And she just, I could tell like she was like, not supposed to tell me because she was just kind of like, well, yeah. And I was like, okay. But I didn't realize that was her story too.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, you know, I was like, wow, she's just, you know, over here watching me ice these cupcakes. But it was, you mentioned that they didn't have, you know, they didn't have that.
No.
And, you know, I'm having just, you know, what I think is having fun with this, you know, sweet girl over cupcakes. She's clinging to me because she probably never
Doesn't have it.
iced cupcakes with her mom.
Yes.
You know, and I, you know, got in my car and I sobbed.
I remember you told me you were sobbing. I remember that conversation. Yes.
And you were, you know, having girls chop vegetables. And I was like, them too? It just, it's so much more than you
It is.
when you're there.
It makes you see the world bigger than what it really is, like your own backyard. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's so much more than just what you see. And I think about her still all the time. I follow them on Instagram.
Okay,
And every time
okay.
I see her, I'm like, oh, that's the girl.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I love
you
her.
should
Look at her.
reach out to her.
I think I might at some point,
Yeah.
but you know, it's just, I think that's what really like opened the door and opened my eyes to a lot of things, especially
impacted
particularly like Beehive wise. Like this
Yes.
is what you guys do, and this is how it's different.
It is.
You know,
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And I think you should I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to get in touch with her.
we're gonna do some cupcakes.
Yeah, you know what?
So crazy.
It is. What about for you? What about one incident? I know there's so many that we go through, and we do a lot of for those of you guys that don't know, we do missions every month, sometimes 3 to 4 missions, and we call it missions because it's a mission to us. It's a mission to us to get to the goal, and we always look at what is the goal. What is the goal? And it becomes more than the goal. So that is our missions every month. And sometimes it's one, and one woman is in charge of a mission every month. So they pick a month. And then even from there, sometimes randomly we'll have, like Alicia will say, I have a girl whose mother passed away. Can everybody just send cards? And believe me, it happens. So even if it's one mission, it ends up 5 missions, and we're all down to do it. So we had many missions that have pulled at her.
Like little, we have a main mission, But sometimes little missions come about, you know,
Just
throughout the month.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do, sometimes a mission is one of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you know, somebody has surgery or something, or somebody's going through something, you know, and we pull through on helping, you know. So it could be.
Name one that has pulled at your strings that made you pull your car over to cry.
No, I think the one that really stood out to me that I was holding back my tears just watching was when we did the pop-up shop for the prom girls.
Yes.
And that one was like, the girls were so happy. Everybody walked out with a dress.
I feel like crying when I even think about that.
Yeah, they were just so happy.
Yeah.
And some were from foster homes, you know.
The Nevada Partnership Homeless Youth went there.
Yeah. Like it was just like, just to see those girls' faces and the confidence, and then we're all right there cheering them on, like, oh, that is good on you, girl, and you know, this will go good with it, you know, like shoes or accessories, whatever. And just for, I don't know, it was just like, I know that at that age, I was always like lost and like nobody to turn to, nobody to give me the confidence, nobody to just, you know, support me or root me like through life or anything, you know. So I know that just even in that moment, they felt special. You know what I mean? And like we did that, like
we hyped them up in
in
that event. We go all out, huh? We're
Yeah.
like, put that on, do a spin.
But we're
and then
not-
we start trying on dresses. Alicia tries on dresses.
Yeah, because I was like, I like that dress.
So it becomes like because we don't make them feel like they're coming in and we're like
Ignore them.
Case
Yeah,
and
we
they're
don't ignore them.
No.
We're involved, you
Yeah.
know. And I know that, you know, just that gives them all that confidence, you know what I mean? And it was just like, it was cool to see.
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
watching you watch, and I could
I was
see
just
it.
like,
And you're like, and there was one year there was a transgender, and
no, it was that year.
It was that year.
She was like
Beautiful.
working it, and I
yeah,
was
but
like,
at first she was like, okay, how are these
super
ladies going to react? But we didn't even realize. We're like, and that's what trips me out because we don't realize anything. We're like, come inside, get a dress. Oh, this is dread, and we give them shoes. So it's like we don't see color, we don't see religion, we don't see race. We are just so focused on that individual. We're like love blinded, kind of.
and
We're love blinded.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is that everybody walked in like all like timid and shy, and
when they leave,
you know, and as they're like when they're leaving, they're just like all like, okay, thank you, like, okay, we love you, and you know, like with their
and we get
beautiful dress in hand, you know, like it was just, I don't know, it was just awesome to see.
Oh, that's a good. That was a good one too, you guys. So proud
And
of
if
you
I
guys.
could piggyback off of that really quick, because that was around the time where, you know, I was introduced to you guys.
That was your first event, was
That
it?
was my first, I helped set it up.
Okay.
I wasn't there for the thing, but we were also doing like the 28 days of like kindness or something.
Yes, Be
right?
Kind. 28 Days of Be Kind.
One of the missions was have lunch with a friend.
Oh, yes.
And oh my God,
Why did
this
you
might
call
be
me?
the thing.
I'm just kidding.
Well, because this might be
We
the
didn't even
thing that
know
makes
each other
me
yet.
cry because you said that you went and brought lunch to a homeless person.
Yes, she did.
And not only did you bring lunch to the homeless person, you said, I have to eat lunch with a friend today. You want to have lunch with me?
Yes. Do you remember that?
He was actually sitting outside of Subway.
Yeah.
And I went to go get a sandwich, and I bought him a sandwich. And then I was like, well, hey, you know, let's just chill and kick it.
Who are these people? It was
can't believe you
amazing.
remembered.
I remember
Yes.
that because I think about it often. Like, you know, like you said, we're all so different. I didn't know how anybody was or how I'd be received by anybody, but I knew that you were like pretty freaking special
Yeah.
to do that.
Ditto.
And I'm sure like you made his day, his week.
Oh my gosh. And I've never seen him since. And I would always drive by, and I got worried, but I've never seen him since.
Both of you guys have remarkable hearts, and I've seen it, witness it. They got that thing, and
thank you.
and what you were saying about being how when you feel so sad and you know you just feel really crappy about stuff. It's that giving that brings you alive. It changes you as a person. And we're not even saying like giving tithing, like giving all your pay or doing what we it's a different feeling because it's
giving
so
our
different.
It's giving our time
And it brings
and
you
our
out.
heart.
Yeah.
Two things that are free: time and the heart, and your
That's
energy.
right.
You know what I mean? Or three things. But, you know what I mean? Nobody. You can do that to anybody.
Yeah.
Your neighbor, whoever. You know. And I just love. I don't know. I just love all that.
I think that a lot of some women might be afraid. A lot of people that I've talked to that ask about us, they're like afraid or think that we are gonna judge them when they come to this group or where we have our little cliques or whatever. But it's really not, and it's hard to explain that to someone because it's really not like that. Because I've known you longer than her, but I love you the same. So it's like a different, like we just so welcoming, I think. And in everybody's insecurities, of course, everybody has insecurities, don't let that get the best of you in stopping you from joining an amazing organization, any organization, or even helping somebody. Because
or even starting your own woman's
starting
group.
your own,
know?
starting your own, because this is key. If the world that we live in sucks, certain part of it suck, we have to be able to change it. We can't just sit here and be like, well, it sucks right now. There's a pandemic. We can't really do nothing. Well, we've rocked it out for 2 years with a pandemic. We worked harder.
Yeah.
Since the pandemic. I think that we're like, nobody's gonna stop us. We'll go in with gloves. We'll tie on a trailer and put lunches back there and say, beep, beep, go and get one. We won't have to be in contact with anybody. But I think that's what stops a lot of women, men, any teens from joining an organization. They feel like they'll be judged or they won't be accepted.
But you know what? If I let that, because I feel a lot of people judge me because of the way I am, like my personality. Yeah, because I'm late, because I love to party. I love to have a good time.
We don't even care about that. Yeah,
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I get judged,
By other people.
by other people.
Okay.
But if I would have let that, like, stop me from being in a women's group, no, they're all gonna, you know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be like, she's too loud, or she's this or that. Like, everything that people put in my head that I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Like, I love a lot of things about myself, but others don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine. But what if that would have stopped me? Then I would have missed out in
Exactly.
these 3.5 years
Yes.
of,
Bliss.
beautiful friendships.
Yeah.
And, and just the support of women, like, and we don't get that a lot from women.
No.
You get judged a lot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I get judged a lot for being a stay-at-home mom. That I don't do nothing. I just sit there
Stay-at-home
and
moms-
watch Maury and eat bonbons and,
Stay-at-home moms, that's a hard job.
Yeah.
I know it is because you're home with them all day long.
But just even a
Like,
woman's job is hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you have kids and a husband, that in general is just hard as heck,
Yeah.
You have to deal not only with your emotions, but you have to deal with your kids' emotions.
Yeah.
You always have to be the strong one though.
Yeah.
Because, you're the rock of the family. And if your husband's having his time of the month, so are your kids but so are you. And, but
still
nobody
gotta
asks
keep it
you if you're
moving.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my escape is that once a month I go
We
with you
have-
girls.
Yes.
And I just sit there. I don't care if I'm late, but I just sit
So
there.
we meet
and-
once a month, every one Sunday a month, and we meet and we do really good, fun activities. We dig. I give the activities that we are digging deep, and also for myself, because I do the activities at home by myself, and so I'm like, whoa, okay. And then we do the activity, and it just makes us.
We'll get to know each other.
Think different of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of the activities that we do?
You make us do that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, they're cool because they are icebreakers. Like, we can be boring or we can be fun.
Yeah.
I choose fun, and I want to, get to know everybody,
Yes.
That one activity they made us do. I still have yours because we picked we had picked not each other,
Names.
but it was 3 things that we like about you or
About
something-
somebody
about
in the
somebody in the
group.
group, and you end up
Yes.
getting me,
Yeah.
and I still have it. And
Because she was having a bad day that day.
yeah.
So you really changed her day.
See, so
You changed my day. You got me too.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Yeah. So those little things, I'm like, this is more than just an organization that is helping community. We're helping ourselves. I look at it as like, these are my friends. my support system, and they are helping me as much as I'm helping them, as much as we are helping the community. So it's a full circle. And I think a lot of people don't really realize what entails of the Beehive organization. You just did a whole salsa mission.
Oh my gosh.
She rocked out 90 salsas for one of our friends in the group. And so how has that impacted you by helping her maybe? Were you doubting yourself?
Yeah, of course. I don't think I'm the cook that everybody says that I am.
You are.
I put my love into it
Yes.
and I put my energy into it. Every time that I do cook, I have my music on, my cocktails. Everybody say, away from me. Your father and your and your parents are over there. Like, everybody deal with them. Like, you know, so I just like to be, I don't know, like, I just doubted myself. And like everybody does. And it was my first time ever doing it for strangers.
Yeah.
I do it for family, you know, like, but to make salsa and that many was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But the cause was amazing. And I would do it like 10,000 times over. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I will never do this again for, you know.
She did not say that at all. She was like, 90 salsas, fool!
Yeah.
90 salsas! And I was like, I don't know how to make salsa!
I know. I was so tired of tasting salsa. Like, in Claudia.
And I became the taster. I was like,
yeah.
okay, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. But imagine doing that for 2 days straight. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Even Claudia came over and she was, you know, she's my salsa tasting girl now, and so is my niece, you know, whatever. But it's just.
So did that change you?
Yeah, like
The
it just.
impact of that.
I mean, first it gave me the confidence on, oh dang, you could do something like in this world, like.
You can.
You know, like
You did.
I don't know. I know, but it's just like, oh my gosh, anything else?
You
Just,
can.
you know, like
You got this.
just sometimes like when you're in like a like sometimes in a rut, you know, and you're constantly just doing something. You know, you get up, take care of family, take care of everybody else, but yourself. You don't look at yourself like you don't.
You underestimated yourself and thought that you wasn't good enough to fucking rock that out. And you did. And that's amazing. We are so proud of you. Like, on another level that we were like, dang, she rocked out 90 salsas. I can't make salsa. You can't make salsa.
I just couldn't believe.
We even had a conversation. I had a conversation with her. I said, she made 90 salsas.
No, I just couldn't believe the feedback.
Yeah.
That's what's getting me in my head. It's like, strangers like it? Like, they would, you know, but it was crazy.
And now you know you can do anything.
Yeah, we're good.
Anything.
Let's just move on before you mess up my lashes.
What has somebody in the group, have they impacted you?
I've had 2 surgeries since August.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm the type of person, I will, you know, my leg will be falling off. And someone will say, do you need some help with that? And I'll say, no, I'm good.
Carrying your leg.
Like, when I'm really suffering, I don't ask people for help. I can't. But you didn't even put me in the position to ask. You all just said, we're doing this for you. This is what we're going to do. This is who's showing up this day. This is who's showing up this day. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I have family, you know, here in town. You know, and, you know, my mom did it, you know. I'm not going to call my mom out, but, you know. She was like, I can't even believe I didn't think to do that, you know, and I'm close with my neighbors and, you know, but you guys, you just, you said, no, we got you.
That's what we did for Claudia, too. She doesn't like, she's just like you, doesn't like to ask for help. Right. And, you know, and we just stepped in, you know what I mean? Everybody stepped in that mission, too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's not just me, you know, but everybody did, and we all, you know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't even just the food. It was, you know, the text, like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
It was, you know, someone saying, wow, I'm so glad you're feeling better now. And, you know, it challenged me. Like,
Really?
It was, you know, all of these things like the, you know, icebreakers in the meetings or, you know, someone offering a meal train for you.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for me to learn something about myself. Like, you know, okay, they are willing to do something for me without an expectation of anything in return, you know? Like that's how relationships can work.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't always have to be transactional.
No.
You know, not everybody wants something from me.
No, we just love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're glad that you're good and you're all good. I forgot we even did that. I was like, see? Because it's just like,
But
that's just stuff you do.
Yeah, something big for you,
something
though,
big.
you know what I mean?
And that's amazing. I forgot that we even like did that because it's just like, no, we gotta help Mary. So we just like,
And we also did that for another member of our group too. You know, with the food train with Jade.
Oh, with Jade, yes, we did that too. And we didn't even stop to think about that.
No, everybody just jumps on and
these things humble us, huh? It changes us, I think, like all of us individually, because when we hear back, like I didn't think about it till now that you said that, and it's a big thing to me that we don't second guess it. And like you said, it's not a transaction. We just do it out of love and because we love you, or, you know, we're not expecting nothing back from you. And it is amazing. So that's another thing about our organization that people don't know about us is this crazy group text that we have. It's 12 of us, or maybe 12 of us on this group text, and we have to make a rule like no texting after 10, because if not, we're like, and we're talking about like half of the time it's not even about the mission. It's just craziness, but it's so amazing how we can just get together and start and talking and texting, and some of us reply, some of us don't. Usually it's just 3 of us or 4 or 5 of us, but and you have to go back and when you go back and read it, and it's hilarious, right? Conch's craziness, Mary's laughing. It's just crazy, and I love it. I just want to let you guys know, out there, viewers, if you ever think about joining an organization, make sure you know that nobody is going to judge you. These women will come in to your life, make it better, not worse, and you will lend your helping hand out in the community. I wanted to thank you guys. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you for being a part of this organization. Yay!
That was fun.